So hello and welcome back to Blake's Den and my 1997 Rover Mini Cooper MPI, and in this video I'm going to upgrade the gear knob. So let's make a start. So this is my interior of my Mini Cooper. It's what's called the Monaco interior. So you've got half leather seats, fabric in the middle, and you've got this leather steering wheel which is cream on the bits where you put your hands. Interestingly, in later models they had it like an inverse, so cream was over here and black where you put your hands, because yeah, it wears out and gets all dirty. But what I'm doing is replacing the gear knob. So this is a Cooper Sport 500. I think it's a replica gear knob, not the original one, and it came with the car when I got it. And after 15 years of ownership, I've decided it's not for me. I never like to rush into making decisions. So what the issue is it's actually quite uncomfortable to use sometimes. When you change gear, like if you push it hard like that, it leaves like a bit of an imprint in your hand. So if I do that, you can sort of, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, can be quite uncomfortable if you're out for a long drive, lots of gear changes. It's also quite cold to the touch as well, so yeah, I'm not that keen on it really. So I'm going to replace that with one of the original ones which I've found on eBay and I bought the other day. And a quick look in this old mini spares catalogue, you realise there's so many different types of gear knob you can get. So that's the one I've got at the moment, which is a Series 500 gear knob. Mine looks slightly different to that. But yeah, you can get wooden ones, and then you can decide what top you want on it, and yeah. Say I've decided to go for an original Monaco style leather one. So I'm actually filming this bit out of order, but it won't make a difference to you. But this is the gear knob that I've bought. I think it's not in bad condition really, you know, considering its age. It's got some wear on it, some marks on it, but it's actually relatively clean. But the thing that sort of put me off is when you look at it above here, is this bit around the outside where it's not very, doesn't look very nice. But then I just caught my nail on it, and some of that came off. I thought, ooh, okay. I was thinking about repainting it or something. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use some like model making tools. I'm going to see if I can clean up this edge all the way around and see how it looks. So first thing I'm going to try is just some tweezers, and I'm going to try just using sort of the edge of the tweezer just to try and scratch some of this off. It's doing something. Yeah, it's actually cleaning up a bit, that. Cool. Let's try on this edge. Yeah, it's working. Right, I'm going to work away using various tools, and we'll get this cleaned up the best I can. So I've just swapped to a small screwdriver now, and just using the edge on that seems to be working quite well really. That's taken all that dirt off. I thought it was wear, but I don't think it is wear. It's just, I don't know, just dirt. I think my steering wheel was like this as well, and then just one day I just decided just to pick away at it. I think I was probably bored in traffic and I used like my fingernail. I'm like, ooh, that's coming off. And now my steering wheel doesn't look too bad. So yeah, that's definitely improving. Should try a bit along the top. Yeah, definitely working. Right, I'll bring you back once I've done a bit more. Quite happy with how that looks. I managed to get some load off the stitching here. There's a scratch there I managed to clean up. There's a few little bits here and there, but it's not too bad. But yeah, there's still a bit of a mark along here. I'm just going to try and think about how I can get that cleaned up a bit. So I'm in the garage and I've got some Bentley leather cleaner, so you know it must be good. It's actually just auto glim stuff, so I managed to get a good deal on it. So I'm going to just, got a clean cloth here, just going to give it a bit of a clean and see what happens. Okay, that's gone dark straight away where I'd scraped it all back, so interesting. Right, I'm going to, got a cleanish cloth here. I'm just going to get this buffed up. So that cleaning had a bit of a negative effect on it, which I thought it might do. So fast forward a few days and I bought myself some cream leather whiz furniture care and repair products. It's paints and seals, flexible and hard wearing. Also bought some in a different colour, which is nowhere near the right colour. So now I did do a little test of this off screen before, off camera. What my plan is, if I go around all the areas where it's scuffed and paint it on, it's obviously very much the wrong colour. I think there's no debate in there. It is very much the wrong colour. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a cloth. I'm just going to wipe that off gently and hopefully like thin it back. It'll fill in all the scuffs and hopefully it'll make it look a bit more presentable. So you can see what's done there. It's sort of, some of it's stuck and it sort of brightened it up a bit. And I did it down here and it worked really well. So I'm just going to keep on working away, putting that on, wiping it off, putting it on, wiping it off until we've got something a bit more presentable. Well, I think I've got that looking better. I think it's about as good as it's going to get. So let's try putting it in the car and see how it looks in there. So I've got this, it's cleaned up as I think it's going to get and as good as it's going to get. So should just be a case of swapping it over. The old one should just unscrew. And this sort of applies to any car really. Unscrew that. And there you go. There's sort of a threaded portion there where the new one will go onto. But there's a bit of a tip before you put the new one on. And a friend of mine told me this a long time ago. If you put a piece of paper in or a bit of paper towel or something, you only need a very small amount. But basically, if you shove that in there, what happens is as you tighten it up, it compresses that piece of paper. And basically, you can get it really tight and it'll hold it in position. Sometimes you might wind it in and it'll like end up being sort of, you know, like your final turn might leave the gear lever like that or like that, but by having that bit of paper in you can get it tight and just compress it and get it exactly the position you want it. So I'm screwing that in now. Quite hard to do whilst holding the camera at the same time. So it's quite a long thread on it. And you just keep going until it won't go anymore. It's alright, it's beginning to get tight now. So what I can do, I can have it there, but there's still a bit of play in it. So I can probably get another turn out of it. And this is when that bit of paper begins to compress. I can probably get one more actually, I think. There we are. And yeah, I think that looks much better. Obviously it matches the gator now, and oh yeah, it's a much nicer feel, much softer. Yeah, so we just need to go out and test it. Just pulled the Mini out into the sunshine so you can see it. Yeah, it looks better. It's not perfect by any stretch, but I think that looks pretty smart. But what does it drive like? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's see how this goes then. Yeah, it's quite a different feel, that. Yeah, it's quite comfortable actually. It feels very different to the round gear knob I've been used to for so long. Yeah, it's lovely to the feel. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Right, let's see how this feels. Some tight and twisty roads. Oh yeah, that feels really nice. Nowhere near as uncomfortable as the previous Cooper Sport 500 one or the replica one. Yeah, it's much nicer. Downshift, yeah, third, that's okay. Let's do a quick bit through here. Knock it down in a second. And I think you fell over there. Yeah, that's really nice. I really like that. Well, I think that was a success. I think it looks okay in here. As I said at the start, you know, this interior is not concourse. There's wear on the wheel and the seats aren't looking the best, but I think that looks really good. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, press that like button below. If you've got any questions, write away in the comments. I respond to all of my comments. And if you want to, subscribe to the channel for more mini content. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.